Okay, so the main event just finished, and Islam Makhachev is still the lightweight champion of the world. He's still the best of the best. But I tell you what, it wasn't easy. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Dustin did himself proud. He showed up. He had a fantastic effort. He made Islam Makhachev, and he truly made him work to remain the champion of the world. So the fight started, and of course, Islam has got way better on the feet. He looked slick. He landed a nice flush left hand. Backed Dustin up against the fence, got the single leg, worked him down, got on top, side control, almost snapped the arm with a Kimura. But Dustin Poirier managed to scramble out of it. Islam Makhachev followed him masterfully to the back, gets the body triangle, squeezing out all the air out of him. Looked like he was going to transition to an armbar. He was trying to get the rear naked choke, trying to get the hands under the chin. Dustin Poirier stayed cool and managed to defend. Saw the end of the bell. Round two. This time they go out there, Dustin Poirier defends the takedown. And this round was a lot closer. Don't get me wrong. Islam was still in control. He was still winning the fight on points. But Dustin was starting to warm up. He was starting to defend the takedowns, and he was starting to land. Islam was looking for the tie clinch a lot. Poirier ripping to the body. And the tide was turning ever so slightly. Round three. Kind of more of the same. A big knee for Islam Makhachev. Timed it perfectly. Dustin ripping to the body. These guys now really fighting with everything they had. Fighting on instinct, skill, technique, heart, dedication, discipline, all the rest of it. Whatever you want to call it. These men were in there fighting their goddamn asses off. And at the end of round three, there's blood pouring all over the place. Dustin Poirier grabbing at his eye because one of the punches, obviously, the knuckle got him right in the eyeball. Listen, back and forth they went. It was a great fight. It really was. Dustin Poirier hit a switch at one point. He was defending takedowns. He was landing shots. Islam was landing more frequently. Dustin Poirier, on occasion, landed some big, hard shots that looked like it was going to turn the fight, okay? Looked like he was going to pull it off. Looked like he was potentially going to get the upset and finally become the champion of the world on his third and probably his final ever time. But he didn't. This isn't a fairy tale. It's not a storybook. It's not a Hollywood movie production, okay? The best man went out there, Islam Makhachev, got the job done. In round five, he had Dustin hurt. He went for a takedown. Dustin Poirier, throughout the fight, as he was getting hot and he was getting sweaty, was limp-legging out of the fight. Islam was grabbing that single. He would just pull the leg out. But on this occasion, he grabbed the ankle, swings him around, big ankle pick, gets on top, hits the dorsal and squeezes like a son of a bitch, okay? No man alive could have escaped that choke. I'm telling you, the squeeze of Islam Makhachev, when he's got it locked in with the technique that he has, listen, it's no surprise that Dustin Poirier tapped. But he only just managed to tap. It was right at the end. All he had left was some little fingers just to do that. The referee stopped the fight, and then Dustin Poirier, boom, momentarily lost his consciousness. Went out for just a second, but he was totally fine. And then when he got back on his feet, Islam and Dustin Poirier, just absolute class. Just an absolute show of class. It was beautiful to see. Khabib went in there. He was celebrating with Dustin as well, holding his hand high in the air. Just, obviously, tense rivalry leading up to it because they both know what each man possesses. But that was championship mixed martial arts at the highest level. Both men representing themselves with nothing but class. And of course, the champion still has a name, and that name is Islam Makhachev. And what does he want next? Well, he defended twice against the 145-pound champion, Alexander Volkanovski. He wants a shot to do the same thing. He wants to fight for 2 belts. That is his dream. He wants to go up against Leon Rocky Edwards.
I want to fight for the 2nd belt. I want to feel that energy again. Because when you defend your belt, it's not same. I need new one.
And you never know. You never know. Wait until the pay-per-view sales come in. If they were as big as what I think they were going to be, they might just make that happen. If Leon Edwards can get through Bilal at UFC 304, they might just make that happen. And more importantly, if Michael Chandler can defeat Conor McGregor, then there's a very, very good chance that Islam Makhachev fights Leon Edwards at Madison Square Garden. Now, coming into this one, we know the narrative surrounding Dustin Poirier was that if he didn't win this fight, he was going to retire. If he wins, he still might retire. He didn't win, right? But he won the hearts and minds of all the fans out there. He did himself proud. He represented himself with class. And he showed that he is still one of the best. But he said, if I can't be the champion, what am I doing? Am I just taking fights for the sake of taking fights?
I mean, I know I could compete with the best of these guys. It's just like, if I do fight again, what am I fighting for? Just to fight? It has to. I've done that 50 times.
And I understand what he's saying. He's had 40 professional matches, 30-9, 30 wins, 9 losses, fighting at the highest level forever. The man has made a ton of money. He's done it all. He's knocked it out of the park. He's become a household name. He's got millions of dollars in the bank, and he's been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Okay, so if he fights again, he doesn't know what his motivation is going to be. Of course, he wants to be the champion, but he's not going to get that shot. Islam's going to fight somebody else, and there's other contenders at 155 coming up. If McGregor beats Chandler, McGregor's going to get the shot. There's a ton of other people. Lightweight is not short of challenges. And for Dustin Poirier, as he said all week, all the while leading up to this, he doesn't think he's got the stomach to climb that ladder again. And that's the hardest part. Getting to the top of the ladder, to climb and itch and scratch and claw your way to the top of that hill, to compete for the belt, and then to win it, that is even harder. He's done it on multiple occasions. He's done it 3 times. Could he do it a 4th? He doesn't think he has the stomach for it. So there is a possibility that that will be the last time we see him. If Dustin does fight again, I think it will be nothing relevant in the lightweight division. Maybe it will be against some kind of left field fight, someone that's maybe a weight class or 2 heavier than him, just for fun, kind of a BMF type thing, just a main event with a massive price tag attached to it. But in terms of title fights and lightweight contenders, I think that's it. He gave a beautiful speech, said he wants to thank the women in his life. And of course, behind every great man, there's a great woman.
I wanted to dedicate this journey to the people who made me the man I am, and that's the women in my life.
And in Dustin Poirier's situation, there's multiple. He thanked his grandma, he thanked his mother, he thanked his wife, and of course, he thanked his daughter. And it was a beautiful moment. His daughter there, as he was addressing her, turned to his mother, and she was crying and stuff like that. But it's those moments that we live for as fighters, to inspire our children. And he's done that. He's inspired his children, his family, and millions of people all over the world, and certainly generations of fighters to come. So well done to Dustin Poirier. If he ever fights or not again, congratulations. Well done. Round of applause to him. But Islam Makhachev, my God, he looks sensational. One of the best performances against the toughest Dustin Poirier ever. It was the toughest fight of Islam Makhachev's career. Okay, granted, apart from the loss, the one loss that he had, but he did just get caught. That was a back and forth fight over 5 rounds, and he got the finish over a tough opponent with bags of experience. And every time he's lost a fight, a title fight, Dustin Poirier, he's came back bigger, better, stronger, more technical, and more driven. And that is what Islam defeated tonight. So that caps off UFC 302. Of course, earlier in the night, there was kind of a little bit of a controversial win. Kevin Holland got the job done over Michal Oleksiejczuk, won by armbar. Kevin Holland, congratulations to him. Herb Dean stopped the fight when he was in an armbar. He could maybe have been turning to try and get out of the armbar. He didn't tap. Herb stopped the fight. Oleksiejczuk wasn't happy. I didn't really have a problem with it. You know what I mean? He didn't tap. If you can enjoy the pain, you don't tap, right? If you can't enjoy the pain, you tap. You make it stop. If you can, you don't tap. If the arm snaps, sure, the fight's over. But from where I was standing, the arm didn't snap. But regardless, I've got no problem with the stoppage. Congratulations to Kevin Holland. That man's a fan favorite. I'm a big fan of that guy. So there it is. I spoke about Sean Strickland on another video. If you haven't seen that, give that a look. Sean Strickland got the job done by a split decision, and kind of maybe not the most memorable fight, but it was a good win for him over a tough opponent in Paulo Costa. But tonight belongs to Islam Makhachev. And of course, Dustin Poirier, once again, congratulations. If that is the end of the career, my God, talk about leaving your mark on this incredible sport. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell. See you soon.